Okay, so I hope I'm live once again. Yeah. Am I audible? I am. Wait a second, yeah. Okay, I hope I'm audible. Okay, so looks good. So first of all, let me just tell you this that this is the stream that I'm doing right now is because of the Saturday stream. It actually got disrupted because my OBS software crashed in the middle. So instead of the 1 hour video that I had previously shot, it actually showed only 47 minutes of video. So I just want to, completely showcase the entire file that I had created on AMC sector, which is the asset management company sector. I had done analysis on that. And today I'm again going to do the whole analysis. I will try to keep the pace a little bit faster. But apart from that, we will also look at the current prices of all these stocks that I will mention in the video. So those who have already watched this video, um, it's your choice. If you want to leave, you are free to leave. If you want to enjoy the video, so actually please go ahead and like the video. So yeah, that's it. After that, we'll do a little bit of analysis on the ticker tape as well about how these stocks are performing. We will look at some of the financial reports. But first we will start with my analysis, which I had created a report on it. Fucking obvious. Yeah. Okay. So yeah, I think I'm back online. The stream is fine. So yeah, I'll just start. I will start with my sharing my screen. Let me know when you see my screen. Okay. We don't know where this. So this is the whole report that I had created for the sectoral stream of 2022. So if those of you who watch Shashank Urpa's channel, I had created my own report on AMC sector. So this is what it is about. I created it in January 22. So yeah. So the theme that I had selected was in asset management companies. I believe that asset management companies have a very bright future ahead, and we can expect a good growth when it comes to asset management companies sector, basically. So yeah, looking at this, so all this data that I have got is collected from the Mordor intelligence report, and yeah, so let's read a little bit about it. So India's asset management companies own about as um, yeah, rupees 24.46 trillion, and that's it. That is assets under management. So assets are basically the cash that you have given to these asset management companies like Motilal Oswal, Anand Rathi, Edelweiss, and then they actually go out there and invest it in different types of financial instruments, be it real estate, REIT, or it can be debt instruments, it can be in stocks. Most of the time, it's ideally stocks. Sometimes it's a mix of small cap, mid cap, large cap. So around 80% of the and out of these 24.4 trillion rupees, 80% of all these wealth of that assets is owned by top 10 AMCs in the market. Some names like Aditya Birla Sun Life Insurance, SGFC Life, SGFC mutual fund that they have, SGFC Asset Management Company. Yeah. Then there is Mirai Asset Fund. So all of these are amongst the top AMCs in the market. And from 2018, the amount that AUM amount was rupees 23.5 trillion. And right now in 2019, that was the latest report that I got, is up to 26.9 trillion as of November 2019. Now, amongst the distribution, so right now, the equity as an asset class in all these assets under management has 58% of all that AUM, and it is growing. So it used to be 45% and 23% 5 years ago. and it is now actually increasing in all these tier 2 cities. Take a look here. So I'll zoom in a little bit. So the report from Modern Intelligence Data says that look at the CAGR, which is compounded annual growth rate from March 2015 to March 2020. It has grown from 11.9 trillion rupees to 24.7 trillion rupees as of now. And yeah, that's what I'm saying. Now take a look at the GDP if we actually convert it with assets into under management. So this graph presents data from 2020 where only 11% of the GDP contribution is from assets under management and mutual fund participation. Whereas United States, Canada, France each have a massive amount, like six times, the least of which is six times, which is in Canada at 65%, and in United States you can see it's at 101%. Okay, stream is healthy so far. Yeah. Okay, back to it. So only 11% of assets under management contributes to the GDP in India, which makes sense, that which would actually tell you that there is massive growth potential that you can see in this industry. Now there were six trends that I identified that would we will see take place in 2022. Trend number one: demand for an increased transparency and lower fee based products to disrupt fee models. So यहाँ पे है कि like tools like Grow, Upstocks, and Zerodha, these have actually built their name in the industry. You can see कि जो है इनका product, इनका essentially इनका product ही नहीं, but also the the way they have actually changed the scenario is कि जो है पहले आपको इतनी ज़्यादा access information नहीं मिलती थी कि आपकी expense ratio क्या है अगर आपने कोई mutual fund लिया है या उसके अंदर के portfolio distribution कैसा है, because usually even now asset management company tell you after 1 month कि उन्होंने किस किस में अपने पैसे डाले हैं, कौन से stocks में या कौन से sector के stocks में उन्होंने पैसे डाले हैं. So that is revealing more and more. Digital distribution model will evolve and take products to end-to-end consumers. So small case ho gaya as an example. Small case is what? It's basically a basket of stocks that you can invest it with different weightage in each stocks up according to done by the fund manager or someone else. Trend three is hyper personalization of services to meet customer expectations. So for this is that if you are someone who has a goal with a financial goal in mind and you are investing for that, so based on your goal, right now mutual fund companies, if you go to ICICI application or SGFC, mutual fund feature of that application, you will see that they will decide कि आपको कितना invest करना चाहिए month on month and कितना कौन से टाइप के फंड में इन्वेस्ट करना चाहिए. It will tell you कि हाँ कि a person would actually get more and more interested in getting this. I'm sorry, just 1 second. Give me a second. Yeah. Okay. Okay. So I'll now you'll be able to see me as well. Finally. The OBS keeps crashing. I'm sorry. I'm really sorry, but the OBS is crashing a lot. This has happened for the first time with me, and I'm completely new to actually live live streams on YouTube. So again, please forgive me for that. So apparently you can see my screen, but you won't be able to see me alongside my screen. Okay, that's fine. Let's keep it up. Hyper personalization of services to meet customer expectation. ये मैंने आपको बता दिया है. Then is intergenerational transfer of wealth is driving the need for digital preparedness. So आपके दादा या आपके parents, if you are born in like early 90s, वो सब अब जो है, you know, they are actually getting old, and whatever wealth that they had, they are either going to preserve it or they are actually going to give it to you in bills. कि वो बोलेंगे ठीक है अब ये हमारा पैसा है, अब हम इसका क्या यूज़ करेंगे, we don't have a lot of use. दादा दादी अगर आपके हैं, because they are old enough and they did not use all these digital products to actually go out there and build their wealth, because this thing is happening right now. We are being educated every day about these things. There are so many financial influences both on Instagram and YouTube. So you will be much more smarter when it comes to making these financial decisions. So boomers will eventually let their families take hold of their assets, and the younger generation will take that wealth and make sure that it grows. Even if they don't really put in an effort to understand more about finance, they will give it to some fund manager to go out there and manage their money. And that's what happens with a lot of HNIs, high net worth individuals. So trend number 5 is blockchain as the driving force behind process efficiency, transparency, and lower cost. Okay, so blockchain is what? It's basically a distributed ledger on the internet that takes care of all the data that you have and is completely encrypted. So it's almost impossible to break it because of the amount of security that it has. So if you can use that as making sure the transactions on amongst these platforms online, instead of happening via banks, it can also happen using blockchain, and there will be like some cost and some tokens involved. Some cryptocurrency would be used in this, most likely Ethereum or Solana, because of their digital contract feature that they have, where you can set in contracts. So that can be used. And then trend number 6, so client lifecycle management processes will be streamlined using emerging technology. Let me explain to you in a minute. Okay, so what is client lifecycle management? Is prospecting and due diligence. So understanding who you're please forgive me. Prospecting is what? It's basically identifying who your customer would be and what his needs would be. So if they would want to invest in a debt-based instrument, or if they would want to preserve their wealth and be even go not take any risk. Client onboarding, so telling them कि जो है पूरा process कैसा है, like how do you actually get them to approve on their KYC, how easier you can make that process, how easier it is would be to you for you to teach कि client कैसे जैसे जो है ना आपके product को use करे effectively. So this is what a product manager would be doing. Maintain ongoing relationship. So if a customer has any kind of problem or yeah query आती है, so as soon as that is resolved, that is how the conceptualization of a brand takes place. So लोगों को जितना बेटर फील होगा कि ये हमारा ख्याल रख रहे हैं या हमारे इनके साथ जो है हमारी पार्टनरशिप से हमें फायदा हो रहा है, दे विल कंटिन्यू टू यूज योर प्रोडक्ट. सो ऐसे जो है आपकी मतलब एक ट्रस्ट एस्टैब्लिश होगा एज अ ब्रांड. एंड देन क्लाइंट ऑफ बोर्डिंग. इफ somebody had a bad experience and they want to leave the app, so make sure they go, but at least don't let them go with a bad taste in your mouth. So with more and more technology adoption, you will see it will help you much better in this case. So from December 2020, we had 30.9 trillion in assets and assets under management amongst this industry. And by December 2021, just 2 months ago, there was an increase of 22.4%, which led to 37.9 trillion rupees to be going in the inflow of your assets basically here. So you need to see that how much the sector has grown. Now look at the SIP registrations. So from April 18th to April March, it stood at 266,000. So basically 2.6 lakh. So 2.6 lakh SIP got registered between April 18 to March 19. And now April to November 19, the SIP accounts has that transactions and registered that took place is now up to 3.1 lakh. So again, it shows the percentage increase in SIP registrations. Now, where I am actually most bullish about this sector, and this is what I want to share. Current mutual fund assets under management stands at only 17% of financial savings, and that includes bank deposit and mutual funds. But we are seeing that there is a rising inflow in systematic investment plans, which are SIPs. The industry has seen strong growth in the last 5 years, and there is a massive increase in participation by smaller cities and towns, because जो गांव में होते थे उनका पैसा होता था यूजुअली ठेकेदार या किसी जो है ना, they used to mostly run on udhar and all these things. But as there is development is taking place in the country, we are seeing कि जो है even people from smaller towns and smaller cities, they are getting educated about financial instruments. तो उसकी वजह से यहाँ से भी एक बहुत massive chunk of contribution जा रहे हैं. Now look at this here. Indian population stands at 130 crores, of which adult population is 80 crores. PAN card, the ones that hold is half of that amount, 42 crores. Now taxpayers 88.5 crore and insurance policy holder 35 crore. So a lot of people, like 35 crore people, believe, not all of them, but a massive chunk of them, that they, their insurance policy is an investment that they have done. So it is, if you are like falling sick a lot, or if you have some danger to your life, essentially, policy hona sahi hai, but it's not an investment. Essentially, investment is what that actually grows your wealth. So only 3 crore people are mutual fund investors in a country of 130 crore. So of that, even if we reach bank account holders, that is 75 crores, we are going to witness a 25x increase in the wealth that will be driven into the assets under management industry as a whole. Now, value of assets held by individual investors in mutual funds increased from 16.71 lakh crore in December 2020 to 20.86 lakh in December 2021, increase of 29%. And the institutional investors have actually started to decrease, has increased their wealth from 14.8 lakh crore in 2020 to 17.6 lakh crore in 2021, increase of 15.28%. Again, that should establish some trust in your mind. Now, these are my stock picks in the AMC theme. Again, I'm telling you that this is not a recommendation. This is not a stock recommendation. This is what I had chosen if I would want to invest in it. So मैं इसमें invest करूँगा, but for you, you must do your own research. I can only help and guide you through the process of research. So Sgfc Amc CAMS Nippon India Mutual Fund, नाम India. So start करते हैं Sgfc Amc से. Now about this stock, Sgfc Amc is among the largest and profitable mutual fund with an AUM of 4.4 lakh crore as of September 2021. So this amount of 4.4 lakh crore is very high, and as of market share on Q2 FY22 was at was at 11.9%. So ये जो source मेरे को मिला है ये सारा मैंने उठाया है investor presentation of Q2 FY22. Strong distribution network of with 227 branches. So इनके 227 branches हैं basically across India, pan India, जहाँ पे लोग जा सकते हैं to actually start with their mutual fund investing, to get started with their mutual fund investing. And as we saw that there is massive growth from these tier 2 cities, tier 3 cities even, and among these 227 branches there are 70,000 empaneled distribution partners. So आपका local broker या आपका local एडवाइजर जो है, आप जिससे जो है एडवाइस लेते हैं, जिसको भी आप जानते हैं, आई होप सब किसी को ट्रस्ट करते हैं जानने के लिए. सो दे हैव 70,000 ऑफ दीज फोक्स जो सेल्स भी करते हैं एंड गाइड करते हैं थ्रू द प्रोसेस ऑफ इन्वेस्टमेंट्स. सो HDFC का शेयर इन म्यूचुअल फंड इंडस्ट्री, मैं थोड़ा सा जूम कर लेता हूँ आप लोगों के लिए. नाउ यू विल बी एबल टू सी. So September 2020 में HDFC mutual fund was at 5.5 million investors and total 21.3 million investors थे in the mutual fund industry as a whole. By September 2021, after 1 year, the amount, although did not increase, the amount actually did not increase, it actually decreased a little bit, and the industry by itself, the mutual fund industry, increased by 26.7 million new investors that are entered the industry. Now, SIPs that were done via HDFC mutual fund. So that is from March 16 to September 2021. That is 4.9 billion in March 16 to September 2021. That is up by 10.8 billion rupees. So that has been a massive growth, and that is inside of HDFC mutual fund. Now take a look at the market cap. It has the stock Sgfc Amc has a face value of 5 rupees, a market cap of 44,000 crores, and operating income of 1,900 crores, operation expenditure of 734 crores. So it's pretty low in comparison to operating income, and then the operating margin of 61%, basically 61.6, is really good. Now average annual assets under management, annual asset under management is 3.3 lakh crore. Wow. And look at the share price growth. It has grown from April 19 to March 2020. It has grown 37%. That is good. That is a good indicator that the price of the stock has also shown growth. Now taking a look at the assets and the liabilities of this firm, and the data is extracted from ICICI report and assets and liabilities from investor presentation. So looking at the assets and liabilities, you can see that from March 31st, 2021, the assets stood at 50,000 million. So 50,000 would be 50 lakh crore, basically 50 lakh crore, and it has increased to like not a lot of increase. it has increased in September after 2 quarters to 51 lakh crore. And their liabilities and equity, look at the number from March, 50.9 lakh crore to September 30, 51.264 crore. With the financial summary here, look at the revenue from operations, 1700 crores, 1900 crores and 2000 crore. And it has decreased in FY21 to 1800 crores. So basically what had happened after FY20, a lot of people, what they had done, they sold off due to panic selling or whatever it may the reason have been, that they decided to put the money out in 2020. Most likely because their savings must have gone in a dip, and they decided that they need cash to survive. So that's why most likely the dip would have happened. Earnings per share has increased continuously, as you can see, from 34.5 to 62.2. And assets under management has also increased from 14,000 crores to 18,500 crores from FY18 to FY21. Now, this is the data that I took from the quarterly data and con call highlights. So the assets under management have seen a growth of 23% for year on year and 4.1% quarter on quarter, led by 7.7 quarter on quarter uptick in equity AUM, assets under management. Contribution of equity of AUM up from 43% to 45% quarter on quarter. Sgfc Amc's SIP flows increased from 980 crores in Q1 FY22 to 1080 crores in Q2 FY22. Total income from operations increased 6.9% quarter on quarter to 542 crore, led by an increase in equity assets under management. So equity as a asset class, people are actually starting to get more and more their trust in it. Sgfc Amc has also filed 9 ETFs. So ETFs are exchange traded funds. I will make a video on it some other time, I promise. Continued focus on technology, travel expenses as normalization is achieved could mean increase in operational cost ahead. Launch of new schemes and focus on digitization. So essentially ये लोग भी digitize करने की कोशिश कर रहे हैं अपने products को, ताकि they would be able to compete with the likes of Zerodha, Upstocks and all these digital and discount brokers. And SGFC is also has a good demat account, and you know what they do, but it does not compete yet with the likes of these zero brokerages companies, discount brokerages companies. Coming to the next stock is NAM India. Now this is Nippon India Mutual Fund. I got it. So Nippon Life India AMC is amongst the largest asset players in India with an AUM size of 4.01 lakh crore. Company has strong distribution with a network of 82,000 distributors. So these 82,000 distributors वो लोग हैं, like the sales people and you know जो आपका financial advisor होता है. So इनके पास even more than SGFC AMC है. Their presence is strong in B30 cities, which are the tier 2 cities that contribute to 18% of their total assets under management. Look at the share price growth. It from April 15 to March 20, their share price has actually grown by 18.4%. And okay, latest का मैं बाद में बताऊंगा. I'll show you. Now look at that. Their stock price from January 20 to October 2021 has grown up to about 420. I will show you on ticker tape, तो उसकी अभी worry मत करो. Okay. Look at the market cap of Nippon Life India, NAM India market cap is of 15,000 crores. So it's not as much as SGFC Life AMC, but it's also growing. It has a face value of rupees 10. Operating income is 1,400 crores. Operation expenditure is 950 crores. So their operation margin is actually quite less. I'll be honest here. According to me, I feel it's less. Annual assets under management is 2 lakh crores. Now look at the SIP transaction growth that the company had from yeah from Q2 FY21 3.2 billion, which increased to 3.6 billion by Q2 FY22, and book value increased from 6 to 6.5 from July 2021 to September 2021. Now, assets under management stood at 497 billion rupees, not dollars, rupees. Annualized book of 78 billion rupees. Now, taking a look at the balance sheet here. Now, okay, so yeah, look at the net fixed assets. I'll zoom in. Next, net fixed assets are from 326 crores. It has increased. It has not exactly increased here. It has also dropped. क्या हो रहा है ये? मैंने ध्यान से क्यों नहीं पढ़ा ये सब? Sorry. Okay, yeah. So it has actually decreased. I don't know why. I need to do more research here. Next is fixed assets. 326 crore decreased to 302 crore. And right now it's estimated further growth is seen as 317 crores and 333 crore by FY23, but that is estimated by Axis Securities. Financial summary is that the company has also gone profitable from FY18. They had a net profit of 456 crores, and in FY21 it stood at 679 crores. Their 4-year CAGR from FY17 to FY21, CAGR compounded annual growth rate was at 14%, which is okay. Looking at the Nifty, it was okay. Earnings per share increased from 7.4 rupees to 11 rupees from 18 to 21 in 4-year time chart. And their assets under management share per share has actually decreased from 4,002 rupees to 3,708 rupees. So assets under management per share इनका actually decreased हुआ है. Now the con call highlights for this stock. Assets under management grew 33% year on year, 10% quarter on quarter, led by 46% year on year and 15.8% quarter on quarter rise in equity assets under management, while ETFs also increased 10.4% quarter on quarter. Other income, which is income not from operations, this is an important thing to analyze, is that their other income also increased by 53% year on year to 97 crore due to higher MTM gains. So these are month to month gains during the quarter. Yields declined 1 Bps quarter on quarter to 49 Bps. Let me check what is Bps. Bond yields. Okay, so their bond yield is equal to 1 by 100%. Interest rate has been rising. अच्छा ठीक है. Thank you. So it's bond per yield. So yield has actually declined on lower account of TER, which is the expense ratio. Yeah, the expense ratio due to increase in fund size. SIP book increased sequentially from 1,750 crores to 1,880 crores in Q2 FY22. Number of folios increasing 34 lakhs in Q1 FY22 to 36 lakh Q2 FY22. Operating expense increased 7% quarter on quarter, 8% year on year, which can be partly attributed to an increase in staff movement related expenses. So basically, इनका जो staff था, that was the cost that they incurred. And some expenses were related to 8% year on year due to stock options related cost, which is of 4.6 crores. Operating expenditure is expected to be under control and should be below top line growth. So there is operating leverage ahead. One thing which I did not mention in this report is that these were the first mover in the ETF space. So nobody else in the asset management companies, apart from NAM India, was focusing on ETFs, and they brought ETFs to India first. Third stock, CAMS. So CAMS is the basically back-end provider for all these mutual fund industry. So all the transfer, when you actually see कि ना email आया किसी mutual fund company का, तो आपने कभी देखा है वो नीचे क्या लिखा होता है? Computer age management. क्या था? एक सेकेंड, ये रहा ना, कंप्यूटर एज मैनेजमेंट सर्विसेज. हाँ, तो देख रहे हो इसका स्टॉक देखो, इन 1 month इट हैज डिक्लाइन. हाँ, मुझे पता था 1% 5% का, क्योंकि मार्केट डाउन है, सो वी कांट से. एट 3rd of January it stood at 2,700 and it is right now मतलब डिक्लाइन होके अभी ये Jan 31st का डेटा है 2,690. So it has declined a bit. बट मार्केट ऑब्वियसली डाउन है, बट इट इज अ वेरी गुड स्टॉक. ये बहुत लंबे टाइम के बाद डिक्लाइन किया. अगर मैं 1 year चार्ट दिखाऊंगा तो यूल बी शॉक. देख लो 53% ग्रोथ आई है इसकी 1 year में. एंड ये जब आईपीओ हुआ था, आईपीओ की अगर मैं दिखाऊं तो 97% ग्रोथ, बिकॉज इट स्टार्टेड विद 1,300 एंड लाइक अ लो ऑफ 1,200 टू अ हाई ऑफ 4,067 का हाई तक ये लेके गया. सो 97% रिटर्न आया है अभी ये एट, क्योंकि 2,700 पे है. अगर ये 4,000 पे होता तो देयर वुड हैव बीन अ 400% इंक्रीज. सो ये पूरा बैक एंड ऑपरेशन प्रोवाइड करते हैं बेसिकली म्यूचुअल फंड हाउसेस को. लार्जेस्ट रजिस्ट्रार एंड ट्रांसफर एजेंट ऑफ एमएफ, एग्जैक्टली माय पॉइंट. देयर इज 70% ऑफ दिस मार्केट. सो इन्होंने बहुत बड़ा मार्केट शेयर कैप्चर करा हुआ है इस चीज में. Their margins have been consistently high and return ratios in Q1 FY22. CAMS has reported a steady sequential performance. Revenue from operations, जो इनका main revenue आ रहा है, is up 35% year on year to 201 crore, led by growth in assets under management. EBITDA, which is earnings before interest, tax, debt, amortization. Essentially आपका नेट प्रॉफिट अगर इससे माइनस कर दोगे एबिटा से, देन यू विल गेट द अर्निंग्स बिफोर दैट अमाउंट. सो 48.5% हैज increased year on year to at 97.4 crore, and that profit after tax PAT was at 63%, 63.2 crores, up 57% year on year, with margins at 30%. Decent margin. प्राइस चार्ट इसको कंपेयर करा हुआ है निफ्टी से. इट हैजंट शोन अ वेरी हाई ग्रोथ, बट इट हैज अ मैसिव पोटेंशियल एज, क्योंकि इसका जो सक्सेस है ना इस कैम्प स्टॉक का, वो डायरेक्टली रिलेटेड है म्यूचुअल फंड इंडस्ट्री का. और क्योंकि म्यूचुअल फंड इंडस्ट्री राइट नाउ स्टैंड्स एट 11% इन व्हाट दे आर डूइंग, सो ऑब्वियसली जो है इनकी ग्रोथ उसी से टाइड अप है, और इट विल ग्रो फॉर द नेक्स्ट 2, 3, 5, 4, 5 years. Now, taking a look at the industry trends in this talk is that industry annual assets under management is at 33.2 trillion rupees, and जो service करता है CAM annual assets under management is at 23.1 trillion. Their growth over Q4 is 3.3%, and growth over per year Q1 is 34.8%. And growth over PU serviced by CAMS is up 32.3%, and over per year Q4 PEY it's up 3.4%. Net inflows into equity assets remain positive in FY22 Q1. Inflows to SIP increased by 6% quarter on quarter, and growth in total annual assets under management is driven by equity and debt classes. So दोनों में हो रहा है investment. Profit and profit after tax. So FY21 Q1 FY21 में 24.4% का जो है प्रॉफिट आफ्टर टैक्स परसेंटेज था, एंड प्रॉफिट आफ्टर टैक्स स्टूड एट 3,000 crores एंड 3,000 lakhs. हाँ, तो मतलब ये 3 करोड़ हो गया ना. And 30.7% there has been increase in profit after tax to FY22 Q1 6,324 lakhs, 1,000 lakhs. इसको जूम इन कर लेता हूं एसेट्स एंड लायबिलिटीज के लिए. ओके, March 21 में it stood at 6,500 total assets. एक सेकेंड. हाँ, total non-current assets at March 21 was 30,000 lakhs, and June after one quarter was up to 30,700 lakhs. Total assets was at March 2021 was at 53,000 lakhs. It has increased to 59,000 lakhs, and 84,000 lakhs से 90,000 lakhs हो गया अमाउंट ये. इन्वेस्टर प्रेजेंटेशन से ये सारा डेटा मैंने लिया, and if there is a latest investor presentation I will show you also that. Now total non-current liabilities stand at 13,900 lakhs to 13,500 lakhs. So obviously the liabilities have decreased. That's a good thing after one quarter. And total equities and liabilities stand at 84,000 lakhs to 90,500 lakhs. Total equities and liabilities. So their liabilities have also decreased a little, like they have decreased, but not by a massive chunk. Financial summary data actually I have taken from ICICI Direct Research. So their revenue has increased by 2.7%. FY19 में 711 crores था. Now FY21 में 735 crores है. Earnings per share is 27.7 से 42.1 हो गया, and that has increased. And managed assets under management is 15.8 lakh crore से 20 lakh crore आ गया 2 साल में ये data. Their 2-year CAGR that is estimated by ICICI research team is 14.6%, and their profit after tax 2-year CAGR growth shows 21.6%. Again, compounded annual growth rate. Their revenue increased by 14,000 lakhs to 20,000 lakhs from FY21 Q1 to FY22 Q2. Q1 FY22, sorry. Concall highlights. So net inflows actually remain positive. Overall assets under management grew 23.1 lakh crore, increasing 32% year on year. Growth in total annual assets management was driven by equity and debt. Equity component at 36% of asset mix. Asset based revenue increased 32.7% year on year, 2.3% quarter on quarter. And non mutual fund revenue जो इनका दूसरे तरीकों से रेवेन्यू आता है अपार्ट फ्रॉम म्यूचुअल फंड का बैकएंड बनाने में, बिकॉज इट्स एन आईटी कंपनी. कैम्स इज एन आईटी कंपनी, कीप इन माइंड, वो म्यूचुअल फंड कंपनी नहीं है. सो their non-mutual fund revenue increased 29% year on year and 1.4%. So it is good that they are diversifying their revenue as well. Return on net worth for current quarter was at 43% versus 46.6%. Operating metrics seems to have shaped well in the mutual fund business in April, May, June 2021. Contraction is only in transaction volume. So जो paper transactions होती है उसमें थोड़ा सा contraction हुआ है. So वो थोड़ी सी कंपनी थोड़ा सा hit हुई है paper transactions. But paper transactions essentially क्या है, जो आप papers sign करते हैं वो सब. So obviously digital transactions compared to that has grown and वो उसको balance कर रही है. This is my final analysis. So AMC market basically बहुत ज़्यादा severely under-penetrated है with 11% retail investors participation in equity and other financial instruments. IPL और वर्ल्ड कप अगर आप हॉटस्टार पे देख रहे हैं या इवन टीवी पे देख रहे हैं सोनी के अंडर, म्यूचुअल फंड सही है ऐड आती होती. सो इट इज बेसिकली एजुकेटिंग एवरीवन जिसको अभी तक कुछ भी इंफॉर्मेशन नहीं थी, जो इंटरनेट से थोड़ा दूर हैं, उनको सिखाने के लिए कि अब इंटरनेट सब पे आ रहा है, तो प्लीज म्यूचुअल फंड के बारे में जानिए. और आपका जो भी एएमसी इंडस्ट्री है वो ऐड कर रही है, वो ऑब्वियसली अपने सेल्स वाले को ही भेजेगी अगर आप किसी भी तरह का उनके सीडीए पे रिस्पॉन्ड करते हैं. Average Indian will soon learn that FDs are no longer the right instruments, as we are seeing influencer marketing to Akshat Srivastava, Shashank, Ankur Wariku. They are promoting products like IND Money, Zerodha, Grow, making millennials more and more aware of the possibility of growing your money instead of just saving it. तो सेव करने से ज़्यादा बेटर है कि तुम अपने पैसे को ग्रो करो, क्योंकि इन्फ्लेशन भी तो एक चीज़ है. एंड राइट नाउ इट स्टैंड्स एट 6.3%. सो ऑब्वियसली दैट्स ऑल्सो इम्पॉर्टेंट. दिस इज सम न्यूज. मैं आप लोगों को ये ऑनलाइन आई विल पुट दिस अप. you can take this PDF, whatever you want to do. Thank you for your time. आप लोगों ने अगर ये live देखा है, so I really appreciate all of you taking the time. I hope you got some value out of it. आप लोगों को कुछ नया पता लगा होगा if you hadn't seen. ठीक है. So before I actually end this video, मैं थोड़ा सा और इसके अंदर करूँगा रिसर्च. एक नाम इंडिया में मेरे को करनी है. तो देखो इनके मैक्स पे अगेन 97% का ग्रोथ है, बट सिंस इसका जो IPO हुआ था 2020 में 1300 रुपए से, इट टुक अ highest of 4,000 rupees. So you would have made 4 times your money, almost 380% times your money. So P ratio और ये सब ऑल्दो मैं नहीं इतना पढ़ता क्योंकि सेक्टर P 27 है परसेंट है, एंड P रेशो इस कंपनी का 64 है, बहुत ज्यादा हाई है. ऑब्वियसली दैट कॉजेस दिस. ये सेम प्रेजेंटेशन है जो मैंने अभी आपको दिखाया उससे डेटा, सो आई डोंट थिंक दैट्स इंपॉर्टेंट. थोड़ा सा फाइनेंशियल्स देख लेते हैं एक बार. हाँ एक सेकंड ऊपर हो गया, सॉरी 1 सेकंड यार, 1 सेकंड. मैं क्या आपने ओके, आई एम सॉरी फॉर दैट. आई एम रियली रियली सॉरी यार, सारी चीजें गड़बड़ एक साथ होती है, मैं कुछ नहीं कर सकता. ओके, सो टोटल रेवेन्यू फ्रॉम FY, एक सेकेंड, 2021 से 2017 से देखते हैं. सो देयर रेवेन्यू हैज बीन ग्रोइंग. ये क्वार्टर करोड़ में रेवेन्यू है. सो 472 करोड़ FY 2018, 650, 711, 720, 735. Their revenue is growing. Good thing. Net income. So taxes काट के इनकी net income from FY 2018 80.6 करोड़, 75. FY 21 में ऐसा क्या हुआ कि एक डिक्रीज हुई. So something has happened here कि डिक्रीज हुई. Obviously we need to look at the latest report as well. So I think it is because of जो अभी हमने डेटा देखा, पेपर ट्रांजैक्शंस कम हुई है. Obviously connecting the dots यहाँ पे दिमाग में हमने डेटा देखा कि their paper transactions actually decreased in the company. So maybe that dip happened because of that. Now taking a look at their balance sheet. Obviously balance sheet is very important. So their total assets stand at from FY 2018 17 से 452 करोड़ increase to 697 crore, 736, 800, 841. So their assets have grown, which is a very good indicator कि हाँ कंपनी जो है अपनी ग्रोथ में पैसा डाल रही है. Liabilities again they also have grown from 91 crores in FY 2017 to 246 crore. We need to look कि यहाँ पे ऐसा क्या हुआ, इन्होंने क्या परचेज करा, इन्होंने क्या इक्विपमेंट परचेज करा, या इन्होंने कोई नई अपना जो है ब्रांचेस या नया ऑफिस खोला जिसकी वजह से इतनी बड़ी कॉस्ट आई है. बिकॉज इट हैज कंटिन्यूसली इंक्रीज्ड एंड इट इज ऑलमोस्ट 533 assets हैं crores and 326 this amount. So obviously it's really not a good thing. So इनका debt to equity ratio has been 9.82% with an industry average of 346%. Oh, that is good. But again debt बिल्कुल भी ना हो अच्छा लगता है यार, बिल्कुल भी debt ना हो. Annual report, again that data I have like shown you from that cash flow statement. So their free cash flow, that is the most important thing that I look at. I believe the free cash flows are the most important thing here. Has increased from 80.2 to 119, 150, 183, 237 crores. All numbers in crores. देखो यहाँ पे. So their free cash flow has increased, which actually makes me feel good कि हाँ कंपनी अब अपने ग्रोथ में पैसा डालेगी. And we need to also look at कि promoters क्या कर रहे हैं. वो अब मैं सैटरडे को जब करूंगा ना लाइव, यू लास्ट देन. ओके, सो यहाँ पे ना ये दिस एक्चुअली गिव्स मी वेरी पीसफुल, दिस मेक्स मी फील पीसफुल कि हाँ अच्छा है, कंपनी सही कर रही है, द ग्रोथ इज गुड. हाँ, अब आते हैं नाम इंडिया, निप्पॉन लाइफ एसेट मैनेजमेंट। अरे वाह, इनका 1.75% ग्रो हो गया इंक्रीज हो गया, स्टॉक लग रहा है उससे फायदा हो गया इन्हें बजट 2022 से। वाह, इनका डिक्रीज इतना हुआ ही नहीं ऑनेस्टली, लाइक 1 वीक का 1 ईयर का क्या रिटर्न रहा है। सो इट वेंट फ्रॉम 4.7%, बहुत अच्छा नहीं है ऑब्वियसली। सो लोएस्ट February 21 में था 320, एट इट्स पीक वाज एट 4, अगेन 456, हाई ऑफ 476 वो यहाँ पे दिखा रहा है इन अक्टूबर 2021, और 300 एंड समथिंग दिस अमाउंट जो जनवरी में था। सो 300 पे ये अभी स्टैंड कर रहा है। सो अगर 200 पे आपने लिया होता, यू वुड हैव बीन रियली हैप्पी। 5 ईयर ग्रोथ इनकी अच्छी है, 5 ईयर नहीं मतलब 2017 में आईपीओ हुआ इनका। सो फ्रॉम 200 अभी 300 पे भी सिट कर रहा है, यू आर सिटिंग ऑन अ प्रॉफिट एंड इवेंचुअली इट्स आल्सो गोइंग टू ग्रो। तो सीधे फाइनेंशियल्स पे जाते हैं, टाइम नहीं वेस्ट करना। और ये लास्ट स्टॉक है, एचडीएफसी में अभी नहीं करूंगा यार, आई एम रियली टायर्ड, मुझे खाना भी खाना है। फॉरगिव मी, ये लाइव लेट स्टार्ट हुआ, मेरा ओबीएस क्रैश हुए जा रहा था, यू हैव नो आइडिया मैंने मतलब मैं क्यों रो रहा हूँ। आई एम नॉट गोइंग टू कंप्लेन, मैंने एक प्रॉमिस किया है एक पर्सन को कि आई एम नॉट गोइंग टू कंप्लेन, आई विल ट्राई नॉट टू कंप्लेन। इनकम revenue there has decreased from FY 2017 1400 crores to 1419 crores, so बहुत ज़्यादा इंक्रीज नहीं हुआ। इवेंचुअली इनका 2018-2019 में इंक्रीज हुआ, बट 2020 में डिक्रीज होने की वजह से दे लॉस्ट अ बिट ऑफ देयर मार्केट शेयर एसेंशियली, उसकी वजह से दे हैड अ डिक्रीज इन रेवेन्यू। सो देयर नेट इनकम हैज ओवरऑल एटलीस्ट इंक्रीज फ्रॉम 455 crores एंड 400 crores 17 में तो 680 करोड़। दैट इज अ गुड इंडिकेटर कि हाँ ठीक है, चलो रेवेन्यू इतना इंक्रीज नहीं हुआ, बट उसका नेट इनकम जो आया, जो उनके मार्जिन के ऊपर था, वो अच्छा निकला। ईपीएस 7.6 से 11.07 हो गया, गुड। बैलेंस शीट में टोटल एसेट्स ही देख रहा हूं मैं अभी, 272,000 करोड़, 2700 करोड़, 2755, 2.8, 3.3 करोड़ उनकी एसेट्स इंक्रीज हो गया। बहुत ही बढ़िया चीज है, बहुत ही बढ़िया। 178 करोड़ टू 290 करोड़ और 291.76, सो इन्होंने 2 बार बेचा, खर्चा हुआ है इनका, कोई लाइबिलिटी ऐड होनी थी 2018 में, और वही सेम अमाउंट आ रहा है अभी 2091 करोड़ इन 2021। तो लाइबिलिटीज इतनी ज्यादा नहीं है, दिस एक्चुअली इज अ गुड इंडिकेटर। डिविडेंड्स भी देता है, लाइक इट हैज सेड कि स्टॉक ऑफर्स गुड डिविडेंड रिटर्न्स, and entry point is good to actually evaluate as stock is not in the overbought zone. Again, मैं जो हूँ फाइनेंशियल एडवाइस नहीं दे रहा हूँ, इट्स नॉट अ रिकमेंडेशन, प्लीज डू योर ओन रिसर्च, प्लीज 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 डू योर ओन रिसर्च। इनकी इन्वेस्टर प्रेजेंटेशन से ही मैंने डेटा उठाया था अभी तक का, लेटेस्ट जनवरी 27 का। सो अगेन इसका कोई फायदा नहीं है, फ्री कैश फ्लो देखते हैं सीधे। Free cash flow has increased from 360 crore to 98 crores. It went highest at 600 crores in FY 2020 और वहां से थोड़ा डिक्रीज हुआ 436 करोड़। सो आई होप कि ये पैसा इन्होंने लगाया हो अपनी ग्रोथ में। प्लीज प्रमोटर्स ने कोई टीम ना खरीदी हो, आईपीएल टीम या कबड्डी टीम ना खरीद ली हो, सो दैट्स अ गुड थिंग। अदरवाइज इस स्टॉक में मेरे को इतनी कोई गड़बड़ ज्यादा नहीं दिखी है, लेकिन मैंने इनका अभी तक फोरेंसिक एनालिसिस नहीं करा है लेटेस्ट रिपोर्ट्स के बेसिस पे, तो मैं अभी इस पे कमेंट नहीं करूंगा। मैंने नाम इंडिया के आई हैव टेकन सम पोजीशंस, बट बहुत ज्यादा अभी मैं उसमें इन डेप्थ में नहीं गया हूं। मैंने आई हैव नॉट इन्वेस्टेड अ लॉट ऑफ मनी इन। ओवर द लास्ट 5 years फ्री कैश फ्लो हैज बीन 15.9%, इंडस्ट्री एवरेज माइनस, मतलब उनकी फ्री कैश फ्लो इंक्रीज ही नहीं होता। लुकिंग एट दिस डेटा, इट एक्चुअली बिल्ड्स माई कॉन्फिडेंस कि मैं इसको जो है, इनका एक बार जब नेक्स्ट इन्वेस्टमेंट प्रेजेंटेशन या क्वार्टरली रिजल्ट्स आएंगे, उसके बाद आई विल डिसाइड दैट आई वांट टू टेक अ मेजर स्टेक इन इट और नॉट। सो ये थी मेरी आज की वीडियो, पूरा एएमसी सेक्टर में नाम इंडिया का हमने एनालिसिस किया। वी आल्सो डिड एनालिसिस ऑन कैम्प्स का स्टॉक। स्ट्रीम सो फार हेल्दी रही, कुछ दिक्कत नहीं आई। एनालिटिक्स बोलते हैं 23 लोगों ने वीडियो देखी, अगर देखी है तो लाइक करके गए हो, आई होप। अभी तक तो नहीं करके गए, बट आई होप बाद में देखोगे तो लाइक कर दोगे। थैंक्स अ लॉट. एक सेकेंड. थैंक्स अ लॉट यार. आई होप आप लोगों को ये वीडियो अच्छी लगी हो. आई होप आपको मतलब इन्फो मिली हो कि क्या है, कैसे आगे बढ़ रही है इंडस्ट्री. एंड यू विल बी एबल टू टेक दिस इन्फो टू डू योर ओन रिसर्च. ऑलवेज आई एम टेलिंग यू, डू योर ओन रिसर्च बिफोर टेकिंग एनी काइंड ऑफ पोजिशन इन एनी कंपनी, because nobody but you will be held accountable for the loss of money, for the loss of capital that you incur. With that, I will bid adieu. I will say bye bye. I love you all.